JOP was telling me about some of the parties that you guys used to play at. What kind of songs would you play?
We do a lot of covers, huh?
Yeah.
Mostly covers, yeah.
That's where I learned more Spanish. I've been knowing Spanish, but I learned the more words. I'm like no sabo, but like already about to graduate.
No, you had to tell him. You had to read and sing and play the bass at
I
the same
just told
time.
you. I just told you.
Oh, like, did you have the words like in front
I had to
of you?
read,
Oh,
I had to play the
okay.
bass
Yeah.
and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
Can you tell us where we are right now?
We are at my parents' house in San Bernardino, California.
And you moved here from Riverside, right, when you were a teenager?
Yeah, like around 14, it was too expensive in Riverside. So we had to come down over here to Dino a little more.
Okay.
We lived at my aunt's garage. My aunt's garage in the backyard, we moved down the block right here. It was just a little garage and we came over here, me and my parents.
What was that transition like from Riverside here?
I mean, from going from let's say a 2-bedroom house to going to a garage, it was not the greatest. But from going from, having a bigger space to sleeping next to my parents' bed, it was not the best, not the best experience, but it was good, learned a lot.
When did San Bernardino start to feel like home to you after you moved?
Probably like a couple years in, you gotta get used to it. Since I was an outsider, they were punking on me and stuff. But you just can't let yourself. If you let yourself get punked, they're gonna always punk you. Just getting used to the whole environment over here. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like everything is meant to be in life. If I would have stayed in Riverside, I don't think we would have been over here where we're at now because I learned a lot of stuff over here.
Tell me about this house in particular. So you guys first lived down the street and then you moved here.
Right here, I got here in 2014. I remember when we got it, we were happy because we had a house again, So, and then my dad always liked to plant trees and stuff. Well, first, I remember when we got it, I started getting some money and I wanted to make my own house back here. So we knocked down a tree. There was a bigger tree here. And we took it, no, actually 2 trees, and we took them down. I even want to go make some plans to build my own house in the back because I didn't want to live in the front with my parents no more. I wanted to be independent, like at 18, 19. I paid for the plans, and then I got busy with music and stuff like that. So that never happened. So after that, my dad started planting trees, and I would help him. So we planted some aguacates right here. My family's from Michoacan. We like aguacates a lot. They're from Michoacan. And my dad has his work stuff here. My dad works in Stocko, and he still does to this day. I think he just retired, finally. I've been trying to get him to retire for like the longest. He's a man that got it on his own. So he has all his work stuff here. He made a little shed for his work stuff.
I hear that you guys also started playing in the backyard too, if that's right.
Well, me, since I'm a person that we like to have the motion. We have to have the eyes on us. I would like to practice in the front. So
So the whole neighborhood.
So the neighborhood could see what we were doing, yeah. But we would come and practice when we didn't want to be too loud. We'd come over here in the back.
What was the setup like back here when you would play?
It was the same, and nothing has changed. Everything's the same. Probably what changed is that the trees grew. They were small, now they're big, When my dad bought it, it was all fucked up. And every time I come back from school, I would have to help him. I actually kind of like did the architecture with my dad inside. I was like, all right, we're gonna gut the whole house. I chose where the rooms were gonna be at and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's only 700 square feet, the house. So it was cool, but I would hate it, bro, when I would come back from school and I had to,
Had to do more work. Yeah.
had to be on it until like 9 p.m. in the night.
Yeah.
I would get home, I had to work on it, and then my dad would get home, and then we would both continue working on it. I'm remembering a lot of stuff now. My neighbor here, rest in peace, he was a musician. So when he would always hear me like trying to practice and stuff, and I would go up to him and be like, hey, show me some stuff, show me stuff about music and stuff like that. I want to be a musician. When I was learning, I wasn't a musician just yet.
What did you learn from him?
He was already older, so he showed me some stuff about the music and stuff like that. But what I learned more, never quit and like have a bigger dream. He did music for all his life. Bought him his home, maintained his kids and everything, but I wanted more. So I learned that kind of like, okay, I don't want to be this type of musician. I want to be a higher up, elevated type of musician. Where now we're just not a musician, right? Now we're artists and we got a whole band. But that's what I kind of learned, kind of like, all right, like the bad stuff. I don't want to be this type of music. Like my mom would tell me too, like, hey, if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're just gonna like be a failed musician. And I was like, nah, we can't make that happen.
I also heard that you used to cut hair out here.
Right there. So I had a tree right here. I would hang a light bulb off the tree, just chop up, cut up some hair.
I need a haircut, so maybe we can work something out later.
I never learned scissors, so
Oh,
only if you want to fade, I got you.
okay. You were talking about, your neighbor and teaching you some of the facets of being a musician, did you already kind of have that inclination to perform? Like, did you like singing and dancing
Yeah.
and being that way
When I was young, I always sang, cause my dad sings too in the restroom only though.
in the restroom?
You know, or when he's drinking or something. I would always kind of like hear him sing, and then I would like sing too. So yeah, I've always had it in me. I've always wanted to be like something. I always wanted to be a singer, an actor. I even wanted to box. I would get the remote from the TV and start singing and tell my dad like, "Hey, watch, I'm gonna be famous when I grow up."
Speaking of, I heard that he helped you out when you wanted to start playing electric bass with some of the money for that, and then you had to get the rest.
He
right?
halfway helped me out because he had already helped me out. I wanted to be a soccer player too, so I always wanted to do something, right?
Yeah.
I always wanted to be on TV pretty much, and he helped me out with my soccer cleats back then, my boxing gloves, and since I'm a fat boy of heart, I would pull up, let's say to the boxing gym, and just fucking eat. You
At the
know?
gym?
Yeah, at the gym, just eat. And then people would laugh at me like, look at this fat kid right here coming to the boxing gym to eat. Soccer as well, you know. I'll get to the soccer practice and go straight to the food bar. You know, go get a torta. When I got older, I told him, hey, I want to start playing music. He was like, man, I bought you cleats, I bought you fucking gloves. You don't do nothing, bro. So he kind of telling me no, you know. So I had some money there, but I needed I think I needed $50 more, and he gave me the $50, and that's when I started learning the bass. I went to a school right here in San Bernardino. I actually wanted to go see the teachers there, cause he's the one that showed me about music. I was only there for 1 month, cause I didn't have more money to keep on paying. But in that month, I learned the principles about music, and from there on, it's just history, you know.
Did you know at that point that music was something you wanted to stick with, or were you just interested in trying it out and seeing what happened?
I think that was the thing that I liked the most throughout my whole life. Everybody has a phase, you know? That skateboarding, soccer. But throughout my whole life, I caught myself singing a lot since I was a little kid. Now, I don't really sit down and think about those stuff, but now that we're talking about it, I'm realizing that music was always the one that I always wanted to do.
Yeah, constant throughout your life. Yeah.
So when I was trying to learn the accordion, like my neighbor used to play, I never learned that one. It was hard. So I kind of quit. And then I started again, and then I quit. So when I learned the bass, I quit again. Cause like my band members, the ones I had back then, they were like on drugs and shit. I quit like 2 times music. But then the 3rd time I was cutting hair, and then shout out to my boy Jaimito. I was cutting his hair, and he was like, hey man, I got 2 guys. I got a group that needs a bass player. If you want to go try it out. I was like, man, I already kind of quit on that shit, man. I don't know about that. He's like, nah, you should try it. You go. He's like, they need a bass player. Like, you ain't do shit anyways. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. I'll go. And then from there, it's history. That's my band members now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So
I got
cutting hair in your yard directly led to you.
Yeah. I got to pull up
Something,
on
yeah.
him too and go say, what's up to him?
Did you write your first song in this house? Do you remember where you were?
I started in that room. We're going to go there now. I'm going to show you.
It started in this house, and I finished it in different places.
But I started it here, so you could say, yeah.
Where did the idea come from for that song?
I was new at making music. It was like probably like my 5th song that I had wrote. And the idea came from, well, we try to make money, you know? I was getting some money already in the streets, you know, trying to figure it out. So the idea back in the day was making here and there, it still happens, but not as much as back in the day. Back in the day, it was like, if you had some type of money, you wanted a song about yourself, you would come and ask a musician, songwriter to make a song about you and record it and take it out. Some clients wanted a song. I was like, all right, I charged $2,500 for a song.
That's how that idea came about my song that hit, which is Radicamos in South Central. Some guys wanted a song, they paid me $2,500, I wrote it, and from there is history.
Is it different writing for someone else versus yourself, process-wise at all?
Yeah, it's like more work,
Yeah.
because when you write about yourself, it's easy.
Yeah.
Tough to go. And when you're writing about other people, it's like, oh, let me see. Obviously, I would write about other people, but try to always add something about me in there or something about the people, so it could work, you know? And I think that was just naturally. I never thought about it like, oh, I'm gonna write about this and this so it could work. But it was like, if I'm writing a song, I want to write a song that I like. So we wrote about them, but add a little bit about, you know, the people, the come up, so everybody could relate.
I was curious how this city influenced your writing, how it kind of made its way in there.
The poverty, everything. I feel like this city made me, you know, turn me into a man, because when I got here, I was 14. In Riverside, it was more chill. So over here, like I told you, like I had to keep my toes up. You know?
Right. You want to show me some of the words you immortalized into this concrete right here?
Yeah, so when we got here, there was no step here. So we're like, hey, we gotta make a step, or else it's gonna be too high for my mom. Cause my mom's, you're gonna see my mom. My mom's short. She's in there right now. I carved right here, 2014 or 2014, Familia Ortiz Paz. But let's go inside.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna show you where I wrote the song. And you know what's crazy? My mom would help me write because
Really?
I'm Mexican American. So you know I don't got all the Mexican words. So I'll be like, hey mom, how you say this?
Even
You
if
know?
she said you're gonna sing to.
Yeah, she would still help me. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
my mom. So I would write in the room, in the living room, in the kitchen, everywhere. Small house, 700 square feet. So.
Hola.
Vamos a hacer una
estás?
entrevista.
Hola, Paula, muchísimo gusto. ¿Cómo estás?
Vamos a hacer una entrevista. I didn't know my mom was gonna be here right now, but we're gonna come back right now to that. I'm gonna show you what she's making. She makes some bomb food.
Wow, this bedspread is.
It's seven
sick.
by I think it's 7 by 10 the width and the length. I had it set up different back then. I used to have my bed right here and my closet. I had a small little closet on that side. I remember I would sit right here and this is where I made the banger right here. Yeah, but this is my room. This is where I came. I don't think I've showed this to nobody in a long time. I showed it in my vlogs like
Yeah.
8 years ago. My mom making. ¿Qué se llama? Huh? Where you from?
Colombia.
Colombia?
Yeah.
Have you tried carne en su jugo before?
Nunca.
¿No?
No.
Le sirves un plato a ella y a mí, por favor. Vamos a tomarnos un taco.
A ver.
Magdalena, te quería preguntar, ¿cómo era Jesús chiquito? ¿Era igualito?
Pues cuando era muy travesuriento y lloraba, era muy llorón cuando chiquito,
no me digas.
porque cualquier cosa que hacíamos, él quería ganar, porque estaba adelante.
Sí.
Si perdía o algo, no, era para llorar y no le
Come on, we gotta win all the time.
¿Por qué le diste el nombre de Jesús?
Como a mí cuando yo me embarazaba, los niños se me venían pues como abortos. Y entonces yo le dije, le pedí a Diosito y a la Virgen, cuando se volvía a salir embarazada, que si él me dejaba, que no se me muriera antes de tiempo, que si era una niña, le iba a poner como la mamá de Dios, Guadalupe. Y si era un niño, le iba a poner Jesús. Y como fue niño, pues le puse como Diosito, porque por eso le puse Jesús, porque eso es milagro.
Ay.
¿Sí?
¿Tú en algún momento te diste cuenta que él tenía talento cantando, bailando, algo así, de chiquito?
Pues nomás yo miraba que era inteligente, pero pues donde que yo pensé que fuera, cantaban con su papá y todo, pero nunca pensé que fuera a ser así cantante, pues, ajá. Cantaban y pues él era inteligente y yo pensé que él lo que iba a hacer era cortar pelo, porque eso aprendió desde chiquillo, eso es lo que él hacía, porque él siempre quería ganar dinero y decía que él quería ser grande desde chiquillo. Y Dios le concedió eso y él desde andar chiquillo trabajaba en esto y en lo otro, hasta se iba a vender. Aquí enseguida vivía una sobrina mía y tenía ella unos niños y con ellos iban a cortar los duranos y a venderlos por la calle para sacar dinero. Desde que empezó así ya nos daba dinero para el pago de la luz y todo. Fue muy, él es muy inteligente y muy responsable, ha sido todo el tiempo.
Is this from Michoacán?
No, esto es un plato de Jalisco, pero lo hacen los mexicanos. Everybody.
Sí.
Aquí lo hacemos de mí, la receta una sobrina mía hizo y me trajo hecho y aquí les gustó. Así les sirvo, hijo, mucho más. Así más
Poquito
que-
nomás porque con una tortilla y luego ya le das para llevar.
¿Y tú le ayudabas a escribir cuando estaba
Bueno, lo que
empezando?
pasa es que como él, aparte no sabía bien el español,
Mm.
y que él grababa las canciones, entonces, y yo le ayudaba, luego me decía cómo se dice esto y esta palabra cómo es, y aquí entre los dos ya le decía cómo y ya la completaba bien.
Mm.
Y aquí siempre yo aquí haciendo de comer y todo, y él ahí sentado grabando sus canciones.
Sí.
Y ahí le ayudaba porque no sabía bien pues el español, y luego también a pensar alguna cosa, no queda eso, no, pues venga, mejor ponle así,
Sí.
y ya así. Pero pues luego ya se fue, ya él solo, ya se puso a hacer sus cosas.
Is that how you learn Spanish, like through writing songs and?
I got better at Spanish by being in music, by reading. Like when I was at the backyard parties, I had to read the cover, I had to sing it, and play the bass. So that's how I got better at. So look, you gotta try this. This is crazy.
Okay.
So you get a little bit of meat, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of everything. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, mom. Vamos a seguir aquí, eh?
Muchísimas gracias.
ándale, de
Está
nada.
delicioso.
So like my mom's room's right here. No one has seen my mom's room, so this is exclusive content right here.
Very cool.
I've been trying to move them out for the longest, and they don't want to leave.
When did you move out of this house?
I think when I turned 21.
Okay, yeah.
All this furniture has been all my life. It came from Riverside to the garage.
Historic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me finish showing you the rest of the 700. You want to go first?
Oh,
The
yep.
rest of the 700 square feet of the house.
There we go.
Me and my dad put the tile,
Oh, this one right here.
and the top is stucco, so it's cement, you know? So little details that little houses don't have. You know, no one puts cement in top of the restroom, you know?
Yeah, I guess
So it's
that's
like
true.
little details, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been having that like that art since I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Usually Mexican households have frames on their wall. So that's my mom and my dad when they got married right there.
I love that.
And then there's a frame. One of my homies gave it to me. It's made out of illegal substances, like drugs.
I figured.
So it has all these type of drugs. I'm gonna tell you, it has like weed in there and other stuff. I don't wanna tell you the other stuff, but it has weed and other stuff like in the paint.
In
it's
the
pretty-
paint.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And this is the rest of the house. Right here, what I would write in every single room. I would write in the kitchen, in my room, in the living room. I would come out in the front and write. I could show you that. I used to practice with the band in the front as well.
So this is where you guys used to play sometimes?
So right here, I would write my music right there, and then I would call the boys, and we would practice right here in the front.
Yeah.
So this is right here the vibe. All the neighbors. Some neighbors moved out already, but right here we would pretty much bug all the neighbors with the loud music.
I was gonna say, were they into it or were they like keep it down?
Probably some were like these motherfuckers gotta shut up already for sure. But I think some were into it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And then this is where you also shot the video for El Vecindario, right?
I shot El Vecindario here. I shot Malos Pasos. Shot a couple things. Malboro Rojo. Malboro Rojo. The entrance of Malboro Rojo is walking out this door right here.
Why is it important for you to keep San Bernardino in everything you do?
Usually everybody, when they live around LA, usually every artist claims LA. And it's not like that, right? Cause I'm not from LA. I'm from. Oh, look at the boys are pulling up.
Oh.
I'm not like that. I'm from San Bernardino. I like to claim really where we're from. You know, I mean, I'm from Riverside. Riverside and San Bernardino is the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
So it's like it's two different counties, but it's like one area called the Inland Empire, and LA is called LA.
Yeah.
So I like to rep more the side I'm actually from. You know, even though we love LA, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Spiritually different though.
Yeah, but
than
this is
Inland
my
Empire.
this is my
Yeah.
home.
Look at these cars.
And then we got a couple fans right here too.
Yeah.
What's up, perrillos?
Popped over here.
My bad. What up, Bob?
Caught some traffic.
JOP was telling me about some of the parties that you guys used to play at, backyards and quinces and that kind of thing. What kind of songs would you play?
We do a lot of covers, huh?
Yeah.
Mostly covers, yeah.
That's where I learned more Spanish. I've been knowing Spanish, but I learned the more words, bigger words, you know? Because I'm like no sabo, but like I'm about to graduate.
No, you had it tough. You had to read and sing and play the bass at
I
the same
just told
time.
you, I just told you.
Oh, like, did you have the words like in
Where
front
I had to
of you?
read,
Oh,
I had to play the
okay.
bass
Yeah.
and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
When did you start kind of implementing some of your original songs?
Like at the end, huh?
When we started writing, right?
Yeah, when we started writing, it's because as soon as we started writing, we blew up. So it was like, we implemented it at the end, but then from there, we stopped doing backyard parties.
So that was really where you honed everything, and then
Pretty much when we
able
started
to-
writing,
yeah.
that's when we took off.
So was there a moment where you were like, oh, this is definitely more than us having fun playing music together? Was there a moment where you were like, this is definitely something bigger?
At this flyer party, we went up, we started playing, and people pulled out their phones and started recording us. I feel like that's when we're like, hey, we got something going on.
When was that around?
That was like at the end of 2016, actually. 17 was our year in San Bernardino, like that's when we were popping right here. And then 18 was when we blew up.
I was also curious about the Inland Empire. If you were to leave, what would be the thing you miss most about San Bernardino?
I would never leave.
You're never leaving. Yeah.
We're always gonna stay.
Is that also why you decided to start Street Mob here, your record label?
I mean, it doesn't make sense for us to start it somewhere else.
How do you spot talent with your record label locally?
They just make sure they're hard workers, and they got talent. That's the main thing. They really want it.
You just have it in you too. When he hears a song or like
organically, you know?
yeah, when he hears someone sing, he's good at saying like, that's the one.
Like they just have like a spark and you're like that.
What I like to get is hard workers, but it's hard to find those.
What he likes to do is build them up too, you know?
Yeah.
Get them from down and then build them up.
Wanted to also ask you about, you used to play at a roller rink around here too, right? But it burned down.
There was a roller ring that burned down, flyer parties, and in Muscoy, at the backyard of a ranch, I had all the flyer parties cracking right there.
Okay. So flyer parties, now you're about to do some stadiums. How's that feel?
This was our dream. Honestly,
This is our
we've
dream.
always thought about doing bigger and bigger and bigger arenas. Chris even photoshopped us, right?
Yep.
And sold out stadium back in the day before anything. So now we're living it, you know? Now we just gotta make sure we sell them out.
Well, thank you so much for showing me around your mom's house and the neighborhood and yeah.
Where?
Sa Regia.